Everyone, it's your boy here. Today's video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite Warframe builds, some of my favorite primary weapon builds, secondary and melee builds. So let's go over this. So first off, we're going to go over Revenant, of course. Revenant is my favorite Warframe in all of Warframe. You legit cannot die with, of course, having Mesmer Skin popped, and I've subsumed Thrall for Roar on here so we can have more damage output, and we're just doing more raw damage. So that's why I personally like it. This is the build right here. Of course, we got, Blind Rage for the strength, minus efficiency, but it's alright. Natural Talent for more casting speed, because the time between you pop your Mesmer Skin, between that little opening window, you can die pretty quick. So that's why I use that. Mesmer Skin, because, you get more strength, and you can also give it to your allies if they're in affinity range, so that's pretty cool too. Prime Flow for more energy max, more efficiency, of course. Narrow-minded for duration minus range. This is not really a range build, and I will get into that in a minute. Intensify for 30% ability strength, and fleeting expertise for 60% ability efficiency minus 60% duration. So we don't really use range on this build because all we really use is Mesmer Skin and Roar, and I don't really use this one. Don't know how to pronounce it. Not going to try. And of course, Reeve is just mainly for mobility, just to get to the objective faster or to extract faster. And corrosive projection for the minus 18% armor. Sure-footed. Wish I had Prime sure-footed. I do not. Very sad, but it is what it is. So we have this right here, and then mold augments and mold efficiency. And yeah, that's my favorite Warframe in all of Warframe. Next, gotta give it to your boy Goss Prime. Goss Prime is fast. He's speedy. He can make your guns shoot a lot quicker, put out more damage faster, and that's why I personally like Goss Prime. So obviously, corrosive projection, mobilize for parkour velocity, aim glide wall lash duration, blind rage for 99% ability strength, minus 55% ability efficiency, prime continuity for, of course, that good duration, flow for energy max. My fault about that. And so I really wish that I had prime flow on here, but I do have to format a few more times, and kind of is what it is. Intensify for ability strength, rolling guard for that on dodge, become invulnerable for 2.8 seconds, remove all status effects. Really good on your boy Goss here. Streamline for ability efficiency, fleeting expertise for 60% efficiency and minus 60% duration, and adaptation when damage. Adaptation is one of the strongest mods in Warframe, 100%. It's just good all around. So obviously I have Roar assumed on here. You kind of get it. Roar is just kind of good. I used to use Eclipse, but Eclipse got a big nerf, and it just sucks that it's not as good as it used to be. I am pretty mad about that, but it is what it is. So that's the Goss Prime build. I do use Neza too. Sometimes she's just kind of like a fire girl, kind of like like a fire build kind of thing. Rolling guard, obviously, narrow-minded, fleeting expertise, adaptation, pyroclastic flow, emulate 250% of the damage Firewalker deals, unleashing it in trail of fire last 10 seconds. This does a lot of fire damage on a few enemies that are close to you. That's why I like it. Intensify, 30% ability strength, prime continuity, and prime flow. And the only thing I subsumed was her divine spears. If I'm not wrong, that's what it's called. And I just put Roar on there. Another Warframe I like to use too, Protea or Protea Prime. I'll just go over, I guess, Proty, I guess, is, that's the one I have more mods on, I guess, but obviously we don't have, the only thing we have subsumed on her is Nourish. I need to change that for Roar, but I just haven't got to it yet. I think Roar's on my Protea Prime. No, it's on, okay, well, it's Nourish. Well, only thing I have on here is Blind Rage, Prime Continuity, Streamline, Prime Flow, Stretch, Archon Vitality from, of course, call missions. You have to be, I think, at least tier 4 or tier 3. One of them two you have to be to get the Archon mods. I don't have it maxed out, but still got it. Adaptation and Intensify, and this is just, like I said, like a Nourish build, but you could also change it for Roar. You change it for Warcry or Valkyrie to make your attack speed faster. So yeah, that's pretty much the Warframes. So let's go over my favorite weapons here. Obviously, the Torincarn is just insane. This thing absolutely destroys basically any enemies that it gets put in front of. So obviously critical delay for the critical chance minus fire rate, galvanized chamber, infected clip, cryo rounds for force vital sense, galvanized aptitude, prime shred for the fire rate, and then hellfire for the viral heat build. Terminal velocity and primary merciless. Next we got the Finmore. So the Finmore here is really good. Now I do have a ribbon mod for the Finmore, but you could honestly just you could just get rid of this for maybe some more multi-shot, and maybe some vigilante arguments, arn minutes. So that's weird to say. Maybe a Bane mod. You could do galvanized scope, 100 munitions. You know, really, not because this ain't a crit weapon. Never mind, don't use 100 munitions. But you could pretty much do or galvanized scope. Never mind, don't use that either. You can use anything right here. I just personally use the ribbon mod because I pulled it a few weeks ago, so that's why I use that. Yeah, this is a really good build, of course, and we gotta show the Incarn forms, or the Incarn evolutions. Of course, fire rate, magazine capacity, minus status chance, plus status chance, minus crit chance, and then of course 50% chance to deal 2,000 damage on non-critical hits. This, of course, as you can tell, not a critical build, and yeah, and I forgot to show the Torrid things here too. Base damage by 51 plus 3 multi-shot on the last shot of the magazine, 50% projectile speed, and increased base critical chance by 20. And yeah, this thing turns into a long-range toxic beam that does a lot of damage pretty fast. We got the Fillarks. This thing is good too. Of course, you know, viral heat, corrosive heat, kind of in that kind of thing right there. Toxic barrage, vigilant arguments, chilling grasp, galvanized savvy, scattering inferno, shotgun barrage, ammo stock, and galvanized hill, galvanized acceleration for projectile speed and beam length, and primary merciless. This thing does a lot of damage and it's really good. I really personally do like it. The Narak, this thing is crazy, to be honest with you. I have a crazy ribbon mod though, the crit chance, crit damage. You could also just get rid of this for maybe a heat mod for viral heat. You could do more multi-shot, a Bane mod. You know, it's just many possibilities you could actually run with this. But I just personally like my ribbon mod. But yeah, point strike, crowd rounds, speed trigger, galvanized chamber, 100 munitions. You know, ribbon mod, I guess. Infected clip and vital sense. The Cedo, this thing is really good too. This thing is really good, but pretty kind of like early. You can use it late game. I used it early, but you know you can still use it to this day. You know, in late game, and you'll be fine. So galvanized hill, shotgun barrage, prime point blank, 100 munitions, critical deceleration, contagious spread, prime chilling grasp, and prime ravage, vigilante supplies, and primary merciless. The Cedo is very good, and it is just crazy. Neza Prime, and this thing right here is a slash demon. This thing gets so many slash procs in so little time, where you don't even have to worry about the enemy no more when you shoot at them. So of course, vital sense, galvanized chamber, 100 munitions, critical delay, infected clip, cryo rounds, galvanized aptitude, and prime shred. So pretty much though, whenever you're building for a weapon, most of the time you either got your crit weapons you're building for, your non-crit weapons you're building for, and your status weapons you're building for. So it's just kind of just varies on the stats, the base stats. So that's kind of how I do it. And then of course the secondary weapons. Mainly I use just the same one. It's mainly E-Pathy, just for the primer. That's the main reason I use it. But of course, you got your barrel diffusion on the goblin. I don't know how to pronounce that. But dodge speed, multi-shot, sure shot, prime fulmination for the blast radius to get more procs out, frostbite, and pistol pestilence to get that viral, scorch for heat, so viral heat, gunslinger, and then of course the new mod for murmur. Of course, you get a free radiation proc. That it is insane. So you're procking viral heat / radiation, puncture, impact, cold, and blast. It is insane. And then the Latum. This thing is probably my favorite if I'm not using a primer. This is the gun that I personally go to. This thing is really good, to be honest. This thing is crazy. Galvanized fusion, point strike, gunslinger, galvanized shot, and you could really, if you have it Perform enough you can change this, but I just use this little 15% damage. I think it's still good. Prime heated charge for, of course, the corrosive heat. Jolt and pistol plants for corrosive, and then we have the heat right here. And the rest of these I really don't use. The compressor's pretty good. It's kind of the exact same build as legit the Epathy. So I don't really use much melees, but the Glaive Prime is definitely my favorite, and in a few other videos before, y'all have seen that the Glaive Prime is good. One tapping the Stalker, destroying an Acolyte, it just goes off from then. Same thing with the Torrid. The Torrid is really good. You can do mainly red and orange crits, and you can get a few yellow crits, yeah, but the thing is just insane against any enemy. The Torrid is crazy. This right here, you can really use whatever you want, whatever, Gleaming Talent or the Astral Twilight, don't really matter, you're throwing it. The Whirlwinds for the projectile speed, Sacrificial Steel, and Pressure to get that, crazy crit chance and crazy melee damage. Gladiator Might for critical damage. Of course, Toxin and Frost for both. Some Viral, Killing Blow, Violet, Quick Return, and Organ Chatter. Of course, for the heavy attack wind-up speed. We have the Cronin Prime. This is what I used to use only. Of course, this is a combo build. Combo builds are strong, really strong, to be honest. So, Gladiator Might, Vicious Frost, Prime Reach, Prime Fury, Condition Overload, Fever Strike, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds. So, Condition Overload is mainly the main thing of this build right here, is because whenever you're priming your enemy and you're proccing down 5 procs, and that's 80% melee damage, whatever that math is right there, you're getting crazy damages. It's just insane damage. And then the next one is the Praetos, pretty much the exact same build as the Cronin Prime. Really nothing different at all, to be honest with you. So, exact same thing as the Cronin Prime. And then for the skills, if you want to use Mador for the raw damage, and it's really good against Zarman, for like the Thrax enemies, when they go into like their Void form, the Void Angels, all that stuff, man. That's how you do a lot of damage with this thing. But I use this just on the normal, and if I'm using a combo build, I use the Narman skill. For this right here is the best thing in the game for melee, so you don't run out of your combo quick. That's why I like it. And then we have this right here too, the Nautilus. I use this for the pull-in, the cordon, all enemies in the clusters for easy targeting, beautiful. And then of course on here, Vigilante for 20% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons. And if you have all of them, it's just beautiful. And then I have Gas here, Gas and Electric Vigors for 3 procs. And I also do use my boy Panzer Wolf of Fire. Don't really use them much though, but I do use them sometimes. So yeah, that's about the video right there. Appreciate y'all checking out the video, and hope you have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out.